I now want to welcome Meg Kerr. Meg is the Director of Policy for the Audubon Society of Rhode Island, and she's also the current President of the Environment Council of Rhode Island. Meg.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the opportunity to address you all. The environmental community is very appreciative of the mayor's leadership and for pulling this legislation and opening up a broader conversation with the state around our water supply. So thank you to all the city leaders and elected officials here for that move. Within the environmental community, we certainly recognize that Rhode Island is really a city-state, and the financial future of Providence is closely tied to the financial future of the entire state. So we also support conversations around the finances of the city. But we have had a very long-standing concern and interest in the state's water supply. We all know that water is basically a necessary human right. We all need clean water to drink. We need it to be affordable. And it's really critical that our state leaders take that issue seriously. I brought this with me, What the Eyes Don't See, by Mona Hanna-Attisha. This is the Rhode Island Center for the book, Reading Across Rhode Island book for 2019. Dr. Mona will be in Rhode Island next Thursday speaking about this book and her experience with the Flint water crisis and how the children of Flint became poisoned, got lead poisoning when they switched their water supply. I just bring it up because it's a stark reminder how what seems like something we take for granted, turning on the faucet and having clean water, can change very quickly, and we can lose that. I'm not suggesting that that's what's going to happen here in Providence. I just use that as an example that our water supply is really, really critical to all of us. Here in Rhode Island, when we think about our water supply as a state, not just the Providence supply, we also have to be mindful of climate change and the impacts it will have in the future to our water supplies. As an example, the Newport reservoir is that lake right there at the beach there in Newport. That reservoir was almost overtopped during Superstorm Sandy. When we add an additional 2, 3, 4, 9 feet is the prediction for 2100 of sea level rise, you know that reservoir is highly, highly vulnerable. The state has done an analysis, did an analysis about 5 years ago, and found almost all of our water supplies are very vulnerable to climate change. So the conversation around water, the Providence water supply, we appreciate the opportunity to have that broader conversation for the state as a whole. Be assured that the environmental community will be there as part of that conversation, and we thank you for your leadership.
Thank you, Meg.